In the quiet suburbs of Paris, California, life looked perfect. One house in particular stood out, not because it was broken down, but because it was so ordinary. A brown van sat in the driveway, the grass was mowed, and occasionally neighbors would see a large family dressed in matching outfits, smiling for photos as if they were the blueprint for the American dream. But on the morning of January 14th, 2018, that blueprint was shredded. A 17-year-old girl, looking no older than 10, crawled through a window. She wasn't just running away, she was escaping a prison that had held her and her 12 siblings captive for their entire lives. With a deactivated cell phone in her trembling hands, she dialed 3 digits that would change everything: 911. What the police found inside that house was not a home. It was a factory of suffering. It was a place where children were chained to furniture, where food was used as a weapon, and where the people they called mom and dad were actually their jailers. Today, we go inside the House of Horrors to ask the question, how did 13 people disappear in plain sight? To understand the Turpin family, we have to look at David and Luis. To the outside world, they were deeply religious. They renewed their vows in Las Vegas multiple times with an Elvis impersonator and all 13 children present. In the photos, the children are wearing identical purple dresses or suits, their hair cut in the same bowl style. They look like a cult, but they also look happy. But behind the flash of the camera, David and Luis were architects of a twisted reality. They moved their family from Texas to California, always staying in quiet neighborhoods where they could hide their secrets. They didn't send their children to school, they claimed to homeschool them, a legal loophole that allowed them to keep the children away from mandatory reporters like teachers or doctors. As the years passed, the schooling stopped entirely. The children were forbidden from looking out the windows. They were forbidden from playing. They were even forbidden from washing their hands above the wrist. The house began to fill with filth, and the children began to waste away, hidden behind dead-bolted doors. Why didn't they run? Why didn't 13 children, some of whom were adults in their 20s, revolt against 2 parents? The answer lies in the terrifying power of psychological conditioning. David and Luis Turpin didn't just use chains, they used God. They told their children that their lifestyle was a calling and that any disobedience was a sin against the Creator. They created a world where the children had no concept of the outside. Some of them didn't know what a pill was or what a police officer actually did. The torture was specific. The parents would buy apple pies and leave them on the counter, forbidding the starving children from touching them. They would buy new toys and keep them in their original packaging, letting them sit in the hallway while the children played with nothing. It was a game of power. By the time the eldest children reached adulthood, their spirits were so broken that the open door of the house felt more terrifying than the chains on their beds. The hero of this story is Jordan Turpin. For years, she had been secretly watching Justin Bieber videos on a smuggled phone, catching glimpses of a world where people were free. She realized that the life she was living wasn't a calling, it was a crime. On that cold January morning, the plan was simple: escape or die. She and one sister planned to run together, but the sister got scared and turned back. Jordan kept going. When the 911 operator answered, Jordan's voice was small, high-pitched, and confused. She didn't know her own address. She didn't know what month it was. "I just ran away from home. We have 13 siblings, and our parents are abusive. My sisters are chained to their beds." The operator struggled to understand. How could a 17-year-old sound like a child? How could 13 people be chained in a suburban neighborhood? But when the police met Jordan on the street and saw her stunted growth and the dirt under her fingernails, the reality hit them like a freight train. The body cam footage of the police entry is something out of a horror movie. The smell of human waste and rotting trash was so strong that officers had to take turns going inside. In the bedrooms, they found 2 of the sisters chained to their bed frames. The chains were covered in rust and grime. The parents, David and Luis, sat in the living room acting as if nothing was wrong. They were calm, they were smiling. They tried to explain that it was just discipline. As the children were led out one by one, the medical teams were horrified. A 29-year-old woman weighed only 82 pounds. Some of the children had suffered such severe malnutrition that their brains had physically shrunk. They were ghosts living in a modern world. This was the moment the Turpin family became global news, and the world watched in horror as the perfect family mask was finally ripped away. In 2019, David and Louise Turpin pled guilty to 14 felony counts, including cruelty to a dependent adult, child cruelty, torture, and false imprisonment. They were sentenced to 25 years to life. In court, for the first time, their children stood up and spoke. Some offered forgiveness, while others spoke of the nightmares that still haunt them. But the story doesn't end in the courtroom. The Turpin children, now known as the Turpin 13, faced a new challenge: learning how to live. Simple things like choosing what to eat, how to use a bank account, or how to cross the street were alien concepts to them. Today, many of them are thriving. Jordan Turpin has become an advocate and a social media presence, showing the world that even after decades of darkness, you can still find the light. Their survival is a testament to the human spirit's refusal to be broken. The Turpin case is a haunting reminder that we never truly know what goes on behind a neighbor's closed door. It raises a difficult question: how can we as a society better protect those who are hidden in plain sight? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see more 40-minute deep dives into cases that changed history, hit the like button and subscribe. Stay vigilant and look out for one another.